Week 3, Day 3, Creative Execution. Execution is taking your ideal and actually making it happen. The execution of a plan is when you put it into effect. So you have all these ideals, now you need to execute the ideals. So let's start with layouts. A layout is a structured arrangement of design elements. The purpose of a layout is to communicate your message or concept, get it on paper and not just have it in your head, and be aesthetically pleasing. So let's start with talking about different types of layout. There are 4 types of layouts. The first one is a thumbnail, and this is the order that you would do them as well. And the image here shows you an example of what thumbnails look like. They're not actually the actual size. Each square here or rectangle represents a page and then what's on the page. It roughly indicates the placement of different elements of your ad. Then you have roughs. Roughs are done to finish size, so instead of having all of these up on one page, you would have one up on a page, and it's more detailed. You have copy approximates the typeface and the size. The images are to size, and then you add color. So you might be using color pencils, or you might be using a program like Illustrator, and that's what a rough would be. The next one is dummy. A dummy is a handheld printed mock-up. So most of the time this is used for like things like brochures, flyers, and things of that nature. So you want to do a mock-up of what your brochure would look like because you have different folds. You want to make sure it's not folded over the text or the image or things like that. So that's what a dummy is. And then the last one is comps. The full word for it is comprehensive, but in the advertising world, they call it comps. And it looks like a finished ad. This is what you're going to show your client. The visuals are drawn by the artist that you've hired to do it or the artist that works in the agency. Photographs are scanned in, copy is set to size with the correct typeface. This can be expensive and time consuming, and this is why you don't start here with the comps. You start with the thumbnails and then you move to the roughs and go to the dummies. So what is copy? Copy is all words in an advertisement. So you should get used to using the word copy instead of text or words, because that's the industry standard word is copy. And then you have a full class on copywriting. And so by the time you get to my class, the capstone class, you should be definitely using that word. And it's all words in an advertisement. So let's look at different categories of copy. You have headlines. This is your title, your attention getter. You have subheads, and this is to break up body copy when it's long. It makes it easier to read. Sometimes it goes with the title. You have body copy. This is the majority of your information. This is your support for your brand. Captions. Captions are usually under a picture to explain the picture. It's the second most important copy because it's the second most read part of an ad. But not too many ads have copies. Have captions. Then you have taglines and slogans. These are your positioning statements or summary of your product. So like this one, I tried to enlarge it a little bit. For Slim Fast, it says power up, slim down. So that's your tagline, your slogan. Mandatories is legal information and copyright information. So like here, the very, very small print, it says results are not typical. So that type of information. So for this ad, if you don't lose the weight, you can't go and sue them. And then you have display type, which is not an example here, but any copy that does not fall under any of these 6 categories. And then just keep in mind that you don't have to use all these categories of copy in one ad. Some ads only have body copy, some only have headlines, some only have taglines and slogans, so depending on the ad. So what's the purpose of copy? The purpose of copy is threefold. You want to sell your message. You want to interest readers so that they will want to try the product. And you want to help readers remember the name of your brand. So you want to sell, interest, and remember. Those are the 3 main purposes of copy. Okay, so now we have the copy, we have the layout, we have the copy. Let's talk about the visuals. You have 2 types of visuals. Illustrations, which are line drawings, watercolor, airbrushing, acrylic paint, computer generated. And then you have photos. These are images taken with the camera. So illustrations and photos are your main types of visuals. And then what's the purpose of visuals? We talked about the purpose of layouts. We talked about the purpose of copy. The purpose of visual is to capture readers' attention. Your book talks about 10 of the purposes of visuals for advertisement. We're going to just talk about the 5 most important ones. So the first one is capture the reader's attention. Think about an ad that caught your attention just by the visual. Catching attention is one of the main purposes of the visuals in an advertisement. To identify the brand, simply just to show the brand so that the brand can be identified. Clarify claims made by the copy. Sometimes the visual just reinforces the copy or clarifies what you are saying in the copy. Oftentimes people are visual people, and in this case, the visuals help to understand or quote unquote get the copy. Arouse the reader's interest in the headline. If the visual catches the viewer's attention, then they may want to continue to read the headline and or the body copy. And then your 5th one is emphasize the product's unique features. A visual can emphasize the product's benefits, especially when you're using metaphors. And you'll learn more about that once you get into the creative process in your other classes within advertising. So here ends the lecture on creative execution, just an overview of the most important things that you should know now in your academic career. Enjoy the rest of your day.